Good evening. A retired police officer who was at the scene the night a Catholic man was beaten to death in a sectarian attack in 1997 has been sentenced to a year in prison for conspiring to pervert the course of justice. Robert Hamill was attacked by a group of up to 30 people in Portadown after a night out. 71-year-old Robert Atkinson pleaded guilty in April to conspiring with others. The judge said today that Atkinson had been a disgrace to his uniform. Our South East reporter Cormac Campbell has more.
He was handsome, he was a good, gregarious fella, he had children, you know, he was a wonderful daddy. He loved his mummy, he loved his family, and we miss his crack dearly.
25-year-old Robert Hamill died 11 days after a notorious sectarian attack in Portadown in the early hours of April 27, 1997. A police vehicle had been nearby on Market Street at the time, but didn't intervene. Today, one of the officers who was in the vehicle was sentenced to 12 months for conspiring to pervert the course of justice. He's 71-year-old Robert Cecil Atkinson. 8 hours after the attack, a call was made from his home to that of a suspect. A second call was made at a later date. Robert Atkinson said the first call was by his friends who were staying at his house, inquiring about the well-being of their niece who was in a relationship with the suspect. The second call was about martial arts. Andrea and Michael McKee later provided fresh statements saying they hadn't been in the house and had been asked for a cover story. They were convicted in 2002. Robert Atkinson finally pleaded guilty in April of this year. Today, he was sentenced. In handing down a 12-month prison sentence, Judge Patrick Lynch KC said Atkinson was a disgrace to his uniform, who had stooped so low as to mislead an investigation. The judge added that Atkinson had continued as a police officer for years as a criminal. Outside the court, the Hamill family called for the release of findings from a 2011 public inquiry and gave their reaction to today's sentencing.
This could have been over decades ago. If people had been honest about what they did, you know, we're somewhat content with the conviction and the sentence today, but I say there's a lot of sadness with us. You know, we lost our mum a few weeks ago, and you know, this would have meant so much to her. You know, we're pleased that justice, a minimal bit of justice has been seen to be done. So we await the inquiry.
To that end, the family are calling on the Secretary of State to ensure those findings are released as soon as possible. Cormac Campbell, BBC Newsline, Craigavon.